On a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a saver do you think you are? It's no secret that some of the world's best savers aren't financial experts or Wall Street gurus, but ordinary everyday Indian families. Today, we're taking a step to uncover the reasons why Indian households manage to save over 30% of their income while Americans save less than 5%. And if you wanted to save like Indians do, how can you take a leaf or two from their playbook? Hi, my name is Rohit Das, and this channel is all about finding ways to get you to your most prepared self for life, finances, and career. Let's start with a comparison. The average American saves $4.80 for every $100 earned. The average European saves $15.30, while the average Indian saves an impressive $30 out of every $100 earned. But here's what's fascinating. This isn't about income levels, it's about the mindset. Let me show you something really interesting that will fascinate at least some of you. Let's compare two average earners, one in America making $60,000 per year and one in India making considerably less at $5,000 per year. The American, saving 4.8% of their income, puts away $2,880 annually. The Indian, saving 30% of their income, saves $1,500 annually. Now let's see what happens over time, assuming a 10% average market return. After 5 years, the Americans' savings grow to $17,500. The Indians' savings, despite starting with less, reaches just over $9,000. After 15 years, the American savings reach $91,500. The Indian savings grow to $47,500. After 30 years, the American savings total about $473,000. The Indian savings compound to about $246,000. But let's put this in perspective for a moment. Over 30 years, the American worker made $1.8 million and the Indian counterpart made 12 times less, or $150,000. Yet the Indian workers' savings outpaced their lifetime earnings significantly. The key message here is that it's not about how much you make, but the percentage you keep. Indian savings habits are based on three powerful core principles. The first is value over status. The Indian approach is not about deprivation, it's about maximizing value. Every purchase decision starts with one question and loops with a follow-up. It starts with, will this bring real value to my life? Growing up, I watched my uncle drive the same car for 15 years, not because he couldn't afford a new one, but because his car still served its purpose perfectly. Once purchased, the cycle loops with another question. How can I make this purchase last for as long as I can? This mindset helped my parents, who were of modest means, put two kids through school and college while still building some wealth. Now, admittedly, the consumption fever has impacted savings rates of the younger generations of Indians in recent years. However, the rates continue to be significantly above Western averages. The second is choosing the long term over short term. While many Westerners save for their next vacation, Indians typically save for the next generation. When I got my first job, my father didn't ask me what car I plan to buy. He asked me, son, how much are you planning to save? This longer term horizon naturally leads to higher savings rates. In Indian households, they save for their children's education, their weddings, and even their future grandchildren. This multi-generational thinking, embedded from a young age, completely changes how you view money. The third is choosing wisdom over independence. Financial decisions aren't just individual choices, their family matters. This built-in accountability system helps prevent impulse spending, and it's very good at it. Here's something fascinating about Indian families. Major financial decisions are rarely made in isolation. When I was considering buying my first home, it wasn't just about me checking my bank balance. It involved sitting with my parents, discussing options, and benefiting from their experience. This family involvement isn't just about control, it's about leveraging collective wisdom to make better financial choices. Beyond the principles-based approach, Indians have also gone big on digital tools to further empower their savings decisions. They're using the best of their traditional savings wisdom and combining it with modern tools. India's digital payment revolution has seen remarkable growth. According to government data, daily digital transactions have been growing at a compounded annual growth rate of over 50% for over several years now, reaching 368 million transactions just in 2023. This shift to digital payments has made tracking expenses and savings easier than ever. Beyond payments, Indians are also using apps like Wallet and Money Manager to track every rupee spent and saved. These apps help maintain the traditional habit of expense tracking but make it effortless and automatic. Indian families across generations have also been remarkably diligent in setting aside money right after receiving their salary, no matter how small. Today, the same principle of micro-saving is automated through apps like Jar and Gulag that round up their purchases and automatically invest the difference. For example, if you spend $3.50 on coffee, these apps round it up to $4 and invest the 50-cent difference. Here's a fact that a lot of people don't know outside India, that Indians love gold, and gold, as many people know, is at an all-time high. So there are apps today that allow you to invest as little as $1, ensuring that you are able to get into that market without having large bank balances. And that is another very creative way in which Indians are exploring the opportunity to own these new asset classes. Today, there is an app available to track, analyze, and act on every aspect of your financial life. These apps are very much like your car. They are tools to get you to your destination. Where you choose to go is in your hands. The key isn't just to use these tools, but to use them in a way that Indian families have practiced for generations. If we really needed to distill the message down, there are 4 components to an incredibly simple savings philosophy. First is to embrace the power of small savings. Remember those piggy banks? Indians still practice small, consistent savings. Even saving $3 a day adds up to over $1,000 annually. Back in the 90s, my mother taught me to save every 10 rupee bill I received, a habit that eventually helped me fund my first investment. Second is to spend with purpose. The foundation isn't about strict budgeting, it is about purposeful spending. When I was saving for my first car, instead of buying the newest model, I chose a reliable used car. The money saved went straight into an investment account. Today, that car is long gone, but those investments have multiplied several times over. The third is to make value-based decisions. Every purchase should answer one question: is this adding real value to my life? This simple filter eliminates most impulse purchases. And fourth, learn the art of saying no. Being selective about spending doesn't mean being cheap. It means being intentional. In my family, we spend generously on education and experiences, but now think twice about status symbols. Let's take these a step further. If these principles intrigued you, how can you put them to action? Here are 5 practical steps you can start implementing today. The 24-hour rule. Before any non-essential purchase over $25, wait 24 hours. This breaks the impulse spending cycle. It may feel like just $25, but it adds up very quickly. The value score system. Before making any purchase, rate it on these criteria. Long-term utility, allocate between 1 and 3 points. Financial impact, again, allocate up to 3 points. Emotional value, allocate between 1 and 2 points. Alternative options, allocate up to 2 points again. Only proceed with purchases where the total score is 8 or higher. Create your own family financial council. Have a dedicated monthly money discussion with your partner, a trusted friend, or a family member. This accountability dramatically improves your savings habits. Create a clear agenda covering a few things: review of previous month's spending, progress towards savings goals, upcoming major expenses, investment performance review, and action items for the next month. Periodically track your progress. Use a simple spreadsheet or an app to monitor your savings rate. According to management guru Peter Drucker, what gets measured gets managed. Automate your savings. This one may sound a little aggressive, but consider setting up automatic transfers for 30% of your income the day you get paid. Whoa, that really sounds overwhelming to start with. Okay, start with at least 6% and increase it by 1% every month. When you're ready to become a little more sophisticated, set up a tiered automation system that allocates savings towards primary, secondary, and tertiary savings goals. Start with just one of these principles this week. Track your savings for 30 days. You might be surprised how these simple shifts can transform your financial future. Remember, wealth isn't about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep. And sometimes the best financial wisdom comes from unexpected places. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe. Drop a comment below sharing your favorite saving tip. I am always trying to learn new and creative ways to save. See you on the next one.